Hey, it's John and Rachel. Welcome to YaJagOff Late Night. Can't believe it is episode number 8. We're not like really naming them. We're just going by numbers because it reminds us that we have this many under our belts. But it's going better and better. In fact, tonight we have a couple people who are just visiting and kind of checking it out. We want to get into the habit of reminding people of who's going to be on and inviting you to come to 5000 McKnight Road so that you can come up, have a drink, have a little bit of snacking with us, and enjoy the people who are on because it's quite the atmosphere, especially the holidays, right?
Right. What's Monica drinking right now, Rachel?
I'm not saying. Water out of a mug.
Oh,
no,
there you
hers
go.
is a clear glass, so I'm not sure. Anyway, so welcome back to YaJagOff Late Night. We have a great show tonight.
If you're listening or watching for the very first time, we would appreciate that you would download it, share it, say something nice on iTunes, because the whole thing, the video becomes the radio show at 10 o'clock and then becomes the podcast for the rest of the week. So at least just share it, say something nice.
I had a friend from high school
Subscribe.
whose mom owned a kinder care, and she used to say, if you have nothing nice to say, say nothing.
Right.
So if you don't, just text us and say, I didn't like that you did that.
That's
Don't
right.
make a spectacle. Anyway, what was on the blog this week? This was quite the week.
We love dumb criminals
on
the blog. So this week it was great because out in the Johnstown area, I think it was, a gentleman.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah,
we've been to the Altoona Curve Stadium,
correct,
right? Out in Johnstown.
We did not do this.
He broke in, which allegedly, and they weren't sure. They caught him on camera, of course. They weren't sure where he went. At 6:30 the next morning, they found him sleeping in a Porta John.
Yeah.
So, which
who does that?
Gives me.
You're vomit in the throat.
In my throat, because I can't even walk in there and do what you're supposed to do, let alone fall asleep.
It's okay. It's okay. Hey, while John is vomiting, look behind me because shout out to Paul. Q929 studio looks amazing. It's all holiday festive. And thanks obviously to Q929 for having us here in the studio, and to Rohrich Automotive for sponsoring us, and to Dryer Vent Wizard because we have some great things going on.
Bingo.
All right, did you clear your throat?
I think so.
Let him clear his throat.
The second blog was about
spelling.
Yeah.
Jag.
So every year we put up this little spelling thing where we challenge you. So Brandon Markowitz started this way back when. He went to like a local craft store, won't say which name, and rearranged the letters on the stockings to say YaJagOff.
Yep.
Took a picture and sent it to us. Now every year there's a challenge for you to go to some local store and rearrange the letters, take the picture. Feel free to selfie it so you're proud of your work. But either way, we're going to give a prize to the best one around Christmas week. But it's go spell YaJagOff in stockings, letters, whatever.
Yeah, like any of the letters.
Right.
Like they could be just festive. Go ahead.
Right.
I know you want to say
Don't
more.
be a Jagoff and destroy something.
Oh,
this
is
fun.
Yeah, put it back when you're done.
Right.
Because we don't want to be those people. Right.
Right.
Also, a shout out and a thank you to Pittsburgh Today Live, because our parking chair ornaments, year number 6, are going like wildfire because they were paying attention to them. They showed them on the show. They are this kind of yellow upholstered look. And there was a story about your mom. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. So thanks to Mary Mack Bakehouse for putting them all together. Anna and Mary up there. And where?
Wampum, one of my favorite words to
All right,
say.
so the next thing is we're talking about the parade. If you're listening to the podcast, you missed it. And but
it was also one of the things that was
tonight on the radio.
Yeah.
And so the parade is tomorrow, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock at the Block Northway. And there are special people coming, and one of them is actually here.
Yes, how cool was that?
Right, Amy, come on in here.
All right, we're moving over because it's Flower Power. Amy from Flower Power Studios.
Did you see us do a little shuffle?
Listen, it was, we just moved.
Very professional.
Was it gentle?
Amy, you're from Flower Power, which is in Allison Park.
Allison Park.
Right. So what is Flower Power?
It's a cooking studio for all ages. We start at age 2.5, and we do parties, camps, family events, sip and stirs.
I love this. We podcasted from there before, had a great time, and I have been waiting for John's granddaughter to be 2.5 because I'm going to have the best Christmas gift ever. Flower Power, I'm not kidding. I've looked twice. You have so many great programs. I can't wait. I forgot a little bit because it's been a while. But you can catch her along with Zoe Pick-ett. They are a duo. They are part of our participants for the Not Your Average Holiday Parade, YaJagOff, that's happening tomorrow at the Block at Northway, like John said, from 9 to 10. So many different people are going to be there. Performances. Obviously, Santa himself. So we want to see you there.
We drink cocktails at this point. So what did you bring, Amy?
Oh, I brought some Apothic Red from the gas station.
From the
Love
gas
you.
station wine.
I
The only
love
thing
that
we
you
need
did
is
this.
Wall is Sam's Club sushi.
Listen,
Right.
we neglected to tell you, Jared is here from Visit Pittsburgh. He is one of our quarterly guests. He's going to tell us what's going on there because there's some 10 days of #LovePGH. And Scott Harbaugh and his cousin Christine with a sold-out event, but we want to raise some awareness for Seven Fishes. So stay with us tonight on YaJagOff Late Night.
Welcome to Fernandez. Can I take your orders?
You need a tap it?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich to cook. Here we go.
Thank you, Tony.
Anytime.
Dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from People's Gas. Hey, guys.
Hey, it's that time of year again when homeowners are going to start those outdoor projects. So what we need you to know is please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project like a pool or a new garage or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig.
I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
I've been thinking that Rohrich Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rohrich! Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rohrich, I bought it at Rohrich. Picked up my new car at Rohrich Automotive. I got friends at Rohrich Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
Rach, I have to vent. Here's my dryer vent. This one time, I had found a Lee press-on nail in my dryer stuff, and it was not mine.
Vom in the throat.
Ugh.
One time, my kids left Kleenexes from one of their worst whooping coughs in their pocket.
Guys, you guys are such jagoffs. That's not the type of dryer venting we're talking about. We professionally clean your dryer vent to increase your dry time and save you guys some money.
For 4 wet, like 10 pounds
You
wet.
jagoffs, you need to get your dryer vents cleaned.
John and Rachel, YaJagOff Late Night. If you are a fan of the podcast, then you will know this person. It's Jared. It's Jared. How about that? I've never done that before. I've never given him that kind of a welcoming. But Jared is a quarterly guest who has been on the podcast plenty of times because he comes on to tell us what is happening. Because, as John made sure we double-checked his credentials, he is the president and CEO of Visit Pittsburgh. And Visit Pittsburgh just does so many amazing things for our city. I mean, beyond just, people get it confused sometimes. Is it a downtown thing? Is it, what are the parameters? It's so many things in Pittsburgh. So welcome back. We're so happy to see you at our new digs.
Thank you. I love the new digs.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to be with you. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Well,
Fun
and so
conversation.
you've been to this particular
Yes, I was gonna
location before because we got rained out of a porch, but normally we have like some food, maybe occasionally, but this is kind of cool. It's like a happy hour, so
Yeah.
hopefully we appreciate that you take the time on a Friday evening to come in with us.
Yeah.
So
it's like a little party that you have going
It's a
on.
party.
Here. People are hanging out.
Yes.
There's discussion of peanut butter bourbon and other things.
Yeah.
going on.
I mean,
It's
that was a
exciting.
secret that got out.
Oh, okay.
thank God you turned it down and are only drinking tea.
Yes,
Exactly.
you're that
exactly.
way.
Yeah.
So we have so much to talk to you about. Luckily, we do the 412 dues with Visit Pittsburgh, so we know all the different things that are happening, but you have a lot going on specifically at holiday time. We said you have a lot in the news right now. Specifically today started the 10 days of love, right?
10 days of giveaways.
Giveaways, okay.
Yeah.
So that started last year, the year before.
This is actually our third year
Third,
of doing
okay.
it. Yeah, it's a great program, and it really celebrates all of our partners during the holiday season.
Sure.
We have so many amazing partners. What we do, we're proud and honored to carry the message of Pittsburgh to the travel consumers all around the world.
Sure.
But we can only do that with the support of our partners. We have 650 active business partners with us throughout the year, and that's everything from ice cream shops to restaurants and hotels and attractions, and the list goes on and on and on. So it's really a great opportunity for us to celebrate all of those businesses at this time of year.
Yeah, that's a great point.
One thing I want to make sure we say, because we've done this on a previous podcast, but if we have new followers, you're not just some yinzer that grew up and wants to go out rah Pittsburgh. You went all over the world pretty much and came back. You boomeranged back here and said, I'm about to sell the well, than this place, right? And which is super cool because to know that we have enough to attract someone like you back to Pittsburgh is pretty cool.
Well, whenever I need an ego boost, I call you because you make me feel so good about every choice I've ever made.
It's true, Jared. It really is true.
No, I appreciate that.
It
No,
is
it's an honor, honestly, to be in a city like Pittsburgh. And what we find is that we get such great support from throughout the community, from the mayor's office to the county executive on the state level, all of those business partners we talked about. This really is a community that has such intense pride in their city, in their hometown. And those aren't just people who live here now, but obviously people who grew up here, whoever lived here at one point. They all have intense connection to the city. It's really quite impressive.
And one of the things when we have Dawn Keyser on, she talks about it's up to her to sell the place, but it's up to the workers to really sell the place when people get here.
Yeah.
So I guess we're fortunate enough that when you're out there, you and your staff are out there selling Pittsburgh, when people come here, all the ice cream places, coffee places have to be nice and welcoming and all those things. Yeah. And I guess it goes pretty well.
It does. It happens organically. We do not have to worry about if someone is out wandering around a street in downtown or any of our 90 neighborhoods, that if they get lost or they have a question, they're going to find someone who will happily help them. It's such a hospitable area that the people just really literally roll out the red carpet, the welcome mats, and treat them well.
It sort of segues to one of my questions, which is, I don't know that I ever asked you this. So you have over 600 partners, right? Is that what you said?
Yep.
How do they know that this is the way to partner? What does that mean? How do you determine how that works? Is there a program? Is there a level?
It's a long process.
Okay.
So a lot of the partners have been with us for decades.
Yeah.
We've been around since 1935, so our organization has been around for a long time. So some of these partners have been with us for decades.
Sure.
We do have a partnership team who is dedicated to reaching out to partners throughout the community, getting them involved in some of our programs, some of our marketing campaigns, and really getting involved in everything that we do. So there's a little bit of them coming to us and us going to them.
I love that. So I guess it's typical Pittsburgh. Someone says, hey, you should get involved with Visit Pittsburgh kind of thing.
Hey, Jens guys.
Hey, Jens guys. This Visit Pittsburgh thing is pretty cool.
So let's talk about the giveaways. What's that all about? Because we also
it's bigger this year.
Let's
I feel
tease it
right?
because we also have some breaking news. But in the meantime, let's talk about the giveaways first.
Yeah, so 10 days of giveaways kicked off today, December 1st. We'll be carrying through until December 10th, obviously. And we have, I think we probably have 60 or 65, if I remember correctly, partners who are donated to this whole process. We've also purchased some of the gifts as well. We have close to $20,000 of gift items that we're going to be giving away. Again, today is the theme for today, and every day, by the way, has a different theme.
I love that.
Today is craft food and beverage. So everything from Wiggle Whiskey, Bridges and Bourbon from a local restaurant, Millie's Ice Cream is another part of that. Of course, Primanti's is a part of that. Of course. Really those unique Pittsburgh food and beverage establishments. And then every day there's a theme moving forward. So we have Sports Day. Our pro teams we've worked with them on some tickets and some various events. Esports, the Knights we've engaged with them on that.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. So there are a lot of things in that particular space. So every day has a different theme.
That is so smart. And Yinzers love that because it's part of the shop local, right? So
Yeah,
you're giving
that's right.
back to your own.
That's
and
right.
Just to piggyback from that, I pulled this from the press release, but the big one is a VIP experience for first night presented by the Cultural Trust and a Con Alma gift card for dining and entertainment, but also an overnight stay for two at the Kimpton Hotel Monaco.
Yeah.
Is Lee Trebozic part of that?
Yeah. I don't know. I said yes too quickly. I don't know about that.
We will throw it in. And now you get.
So I know everybody wants to know how to enter, but how did John and Rachel enter? I mean, we're not common folks.
Yeah,
we
come on.
really
Right.
But how does everybody else enter other than us?
Other than you two?
Yes.
Anywhere on our digital media. Instagram is very popular. Facebook is very popular, of course. So you can go there. You can find the links, and you can also go to visitpittsburgh.com and also get a direct route into the program.
This is such a great way to promote our city. I love it. You guys always come up with such good ideas and good, unique things to do to give back. So it's just really refreshing. Go ahead. What were you going to add?
You guys are behind the hashtag Love PGH, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to get everybody to use that, right?
Use it.
Absolutely.
Love your city because it's
hashtag
amazing.
Love
We have so
PGH.
many-
Yeah.
I love seeing how many people are gifting that way. Did you notice that? Like this year, I feel like more than ever, people are buying gifts, and instead of going to like local like chains and such, they're really focusing on our city.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
All right, you want to talk about breaking news? Go
All
ahead.
right, so there was breaking news.
I know. He was like, Rachel, stop talking about stuff He's like, shop local, move on.
This
Rach.
is super cool. Super cool. Now the big fans are not going to be happy because they're not going to be able to travel and tell their spouse like, I have to go to a convention for work, and they're really going to this thing because it's going to be here in Pittsburgh potentially. We at least pitched it, right? Are we in or we're almost in?
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
The draft.
Oh, the draft, of course.
Right?
Because that's the things where they go, I'm sorry, partner. I have to go to a work conference.
Right.
Yes, I got you.
And then they gather all their Steelers.
And hope they don't get caught on TV.
Right,
Yeah.
with their painted face and
their
belly,
painted
right.
face and
Yeah, I was
jersey,
confused too. I was like, wonder what
Sorry
they're
about that.
faking out.
So,
We got
breaking
you.
news is...
Well, yeah, so we just announced this week, well, actually the Steelers announced officially that we are positioning Pittsburgh to be a bid city for the NFL draft. The next open years are 2026 and 2027. It's a highly competitive process, as you can imagine. Every city, I should say, that has an NFL team, and even some that do not, bid to host this event because it's such a major event for any destination to host.
Yeah.
So we finally gotten to the point to where we are now have been invited by the NFL to actually submit a bid. It is a very long, intensive process. So first of all, the NFL has to come to your city and really look at the logistics of how a draft would work in that destination. And if it looks like it would work, then they will, and if you submit a letter of interest, then they will welcome your bid. So that's where we are right now. We've just gotten the green light from them to actually submit a bid. So now we go through a very exhaustive process over the next few months to put together a winning bid in order to try to host it.
Wow. And if we would win the
How
bid,
cool is that?
we have to do something, add more hotel rooms, or no? We're
good.
pretty prepared at this
gussy.
point. Yeah.
We're gussied up. Yeah.
We're gussied up and drinking bourbon.
No, I think it is. No, it's based on the current infrastructure.
Okay.
So we would welcome, of course, additions to the infrastructure, but it has to be very strategic. But the bid is submitted on current infrastructure, current hotels, current layout of whatever the site is going to be. So all of that has to be in place from the bid step, from the beginning of the bid.
Well, cool. Well, if you need us to make a phone call, we have a client who does lights at the NFL headquarters in New York City. We may be able to make a phone call.
They're international.
You have an in.
Yeah, we do have an in.
Anything helps.
Get you everything.
Anything helps. Anything helps.
Yeah.
It is impressive. You joked coming on about how John inflates your ego, and it truly, we've gotten to know you over the last couple years so much more with you coming on quarterly, and you really have. We say this to Jeremy Waldrop as well.
Yeah.
You really have elevated our city, because who would have thought this many years ago? We could go back to so many things. We've said this about being a coal town and things like that, but to hear news like that, it's exciting, but it's not surprising.
Right.
Fair?
Yeah, it is fair, but I certainly do not take credit for it. I'm
No,
part of
but
an
you're part of it, yeah.
ecosystem that all works together to make it happen, including with partners like Jeremy and the PDP. They do great work. So it really is an awesome time to be part of Pittsburgh and where it's going from an evolution standpoint.
Yeah.
Even events like this, just the economic impact alone. We would estimate that we would have somewhere between 300,000 and 400,000 people who would come through the draft over that weekend. With an economic impact of somewhere between 120 and 160 million dollars would be spent in the market over that time. Some of that is the NFL and everything that they bring to the table, but a lot of it is just that economic spend, and then the brand opportunities to help us build brand Pittsburgh. Globally, there's over 50 million viewers that tune into the draft every single year. And you all know that black and gold bleeds around the world.
Yeah.
So the black and gold viewership around the world would be intense.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Wow.
We need to start putting YaJagOff things all over the city.
Right. We need
That's right. We need to put it on some buildings.
Yeah.
Now, as you know, we always have a question of the day. We have something unique as far as our junk drawer, but let's go to the question of the day first.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Fair. So the context behind the question of the day, did you read it?
I did not.
Context behind it is our Not Your Average Holiday Parade. YaJagOff is happening, and so we're sort of vying to get the parade back, Jared. The parade was happening for years and years. We don't have it anymore, so we do this parking lot parade because we want to continue the tradition in some way.
As you should.
That being said, what float would you create to be in a parade? If you were able to create your own float, what would it be?
What's the theme of the parade?
Anything. If you just
Any-
wanted to be
it's
at
the
any
Jared
parade.
parade.
I love that. I love when people ask questions. Like you,
It's the Jared
you're
parade.
thinking about it.
It's the Jared parade.
Oh,
What
it's the
float would it be?
Jared parade.
Yeah.
Any parade that you could be like, oh, this needs
I don't
to
know.
be
I
in
think
it.
based on tonight, I would probably theme it all around peanut butter bourbon.
Ah!
It would probably be a big bottle of peanut butter bourbon.
I would come to your float.
We would throw out peanut butter candy and maybe shots of bourbon on the side.
Oh, we would theme that like no one's business, and I would be hovering around your.
It would be the most popular float in the
No
parade,
question.
regardless.
Everybody be running under it.
Basically.
Yeah, radio. You should see
Visit
John's
Pittsburgh
face.
is where everybody finds you, right?
Visit Pittsburgh.com. December 30th, by the way, we are launching a brand new website. It's one of the most technologically advanced sites we've ever had. AI is built throughout it, so it's very predictive on what people are looking for. It also feeds a lot of social media and other things that we're doing. So December 30th, we're launching a brand new website, so we're super excited. Visit Pittsburgh.com.
And you have one of the best ones already, so I can't wait to see what that's going to be.
It's going to be
like.
exciting.
It's super helpful. Yeah, it's definitely navigating.
Now comes the
excited.
junk drawer.
Was I supposed to bring it over with?
Oh yeah.
You're okay.
You want us to have an assistant grab it?
If you wouldn't mind, it's just right there in
I
the.
love that Jared
We
now
have an
has an
assistant.
assistant.
It's
And
right
now
there
we
behind your bar.
And now we sing.
It's in a black bag on the cubicle, in the first cubicle, underneath the scarf.
I love that there's a scavenger hunt for the junk
Right,
drawer.
right.
So for people who don't know, our junk drawer was created out of our need to see what people have in junk drawers, and we
Thank you
literally
so much.
put all of the
It's
items in
even
a
in
drawer.
an interesting bag.
It's even it's on brand in our bag.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Okay.
We have these all over the place, so this was
Inside-
literally in my drawer
I
as
love
well.
it. All right.
I brought a
Inside-
couple of things. I was cleaning out. I was like, this
Okay.
is the
I
time.
love
This
it.
is the
I love
time.
that they do this too. They clean out.
I don't know why, but I have an emergency rain poncho in my desk.
Yes, all right.
Who doesn't
Might
need
need that for
that?
the parade. All right.
Okay.
Might need it. Yeah. I also have a Pittsburgh umbrella. Is it bad luck to open these inside?
It is
Oh, it
not.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
have to show you
I
this.
think you should do it.
We have done that in this building
We have
before.
So these are
It's all
these
good.
are our Pittsburgh umbrellas. But the fun thing I love about
wanna
this
see it.
is inside
Yes.
is a map of downtown. Isn't that fun?
My God.
Do
I
not use it
love
when
that.
you're walking around. You might walk into a telephone pole, right? Because if you're lucky,
You might be,
Jared,
but
that
it's a
is
map.
such a great-
That is fantastic.
It's very
I feel like
cool.
it's a
We're
gift.
gonna need a junk box.
Yes.
And then the
what is
last thing I
this?
have is our kindness bear.
With a Mr. Rogers sweater.
He's similar to that, but
Yeah.
he's a kindness bear. He's a
Okay.
kindness bear.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But he promotes kindness all the time. So that's what's in my trunk drawer.
I
I
am
love
re-gifting
it.
these
Thank
for
you.
the holidays.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, Jared.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Did we tell
Especially
you
the
that's what
poncho.
this
Yeah. Jared, thank you so much for joining us. It's
a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Always a
All right,
pleasure.
We're going to talk to 7 fishes. Is that proper?
We're not talking to the 7 fishes.
No,
though.
we're going to talk about 7 fishes.
Cool.
But is that proper?
Yeah.
Fishes.
Yeah.
7 fish.
Next.
Next.
Hey, mister, what are you doing?
I'm just fixing your screens.
Why?
Because the other ones are kind of old.
After 40 years in business, Screenmobile has seen it all. From simple window and door screens to 3-season rooms, motorized screens, and more. Screenmobile is here to help.
Why is the sky blue? Why do birds put their nests so high up?
Our team of professional technicians is ready to answer your questions. Well, most of them. And help you find the best screen solution for your home or workplace. Screenmobile. You call, we screen.
If my younger self could see me doing these things now, I wouldn't believe it. To be a steam fitter, you need to be a problem solver. You can do instrumentation, hydronics, chillers, rigging, HVAC. I have this wonderful opportunity to grow my career.
It's not what you are that makes you a steam fitter. It's who you are. Over 100 years, and we're just getting started.
Start with, tell us about this bakery and the history.
5-generation bakers, welcome to my bakery in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania. We are the makers of Jenny Lee swirl bread. Everyone's always like, is your bakery 5 generations or is it Jenny Lee? Which is it? I'm like, well, my dad's bakery is Jenny Lee Bakery. I wanted to be a completely different bakery. And I'm a 5th-generation baker, so voila, 5-generation bakers. There's so many great ways to use our bread. It's fantastic right out of the bag. Number one way our customers tell us that they enjoy it is toasted with a little bit of butter. I'm going to show you one of the favorite ways. I used to make it for my son. He's 20 now, but when he was a youngster, when he was a wee little lad, I like to make him, we called them at home fruit pizzas.
Sean and Rachel, we're back, and thank you to 5 Generation Bakers, Scott Baker over there in McKees Rocks, just a legacy place over there. Tressa and Michaela went over there, and you can suggest someone to be on a Where You At or G-Jet. Just email us and tell us where you want us to go. If your nanny knows how to make, what was the name you used today?
Bubba.
Bubba. Or Gigi.
Some people use
or something
Bubbas,
like
right?
that.
There are Bubbas.
Makes a good sauce, makes a good pierogi. We want to highlight them. So anyways, and so we are here with our next guest. Scott Harbaugh has been a friend of the podcast forever. And when we were on the radio nightly, one night he actually surprised the heck out of us and called us and said, I'm actually listening.
Yes, I don't stay up late because of my shift. But when I do, I listen.
Yeah.
I love that. We just thought that was so great. And that's why we're like, that means you need to come on when we do this thing.
This is phenomenal. I can't believe anybody lets you do this.
Right.
You notice everybody left. So we're squatting. We're squatting. So with you, Scott, is your cousin, Chris Fela. Right? And so you guys are doing an event, the 7 Fishes, which I get troubled over because, the literary person in my life here is it 7 fish is the proper grammar?
7
but we
fishes.
always say 7 fishes. Is that right?
No, it's fishes.
But, yeah?
It's the 7 fishes.
Yeah, 7 fishes.
All right.
Feast of the 7
you're
fishes.
Italian. Why did I not know this?
We're both Italian. My name's Harbaugh. My dad messed things up.
So take the GH off?
Exactly. Yeah, my mother's 100% Italian.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you
Didn't
go.
know that. Do you know what type of Italian you are?
Sicilian.
Mostly Sicilian.
Hardcore. Mostly Sicilian.
Listen, my husband's family's Sicilian. That's tough.
Well, like
They're tough Italians.
Our grandfather was from Sicily, and our
Okay.
grandmother was from Naples. Most of the family was from Naples. So, like, you would go to a family reunion for the Fornatero side of the family, and they would tell my grandfather, "You're not really an Italian. You don't belong here."
That is
I
hysterical.
mean, they would razz him at family
Yes.
reunions just for being Sicilian instead of being Italian.
That is so funny.
So there's still that
you hear
battle zone.
that,
Yeah.
right.
There's still
But
that
I
battle zone.
love when people actually know like what area, because I too am Italian, but my mother is Abruzzese, which is further further north. Yeah. Yeah, how funny.
But I feel like the food was more Sicilian that we grew up with.
Oh,
like I
absolutely.
feel
Absolutely.
like the cooking was more catered to my grandfather. Like, do you feel like you guys
Sure.
were? Yeah.
No question. Yeah. When you say that, what does that mean? Like pasta Sunday, or did you have, or was it Wednesday and Sunday, or did you have different things? What did you do?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was always the pasta. It was, Grandma was cooking all day Sunday. Grandpa went to church, and then
I think what I remember the most is like Sunday dinner was earlier in the day.
Okay.
Like dinner's normally 6, but Sunday was 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And it was big, and then you would snack later in the day.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did that meal look like?
Depending on the week.
Well, so the pool table.
Yeah, the giant pool table in the basement.
That's where my grandmother, she had a pool table. She would put a board over it, a church pew on
Church
one
pew on
side.
one side.
Yes,
Yeah.
church pews where all the kids, because you couldn't get out unless you crawled under, and all the adults were in chairs around the pool
And
table.
the kids were all squished together in the church pew.
So you were in for dinner. You had to sit, and you weren't allowed to leave.
Well, like our Christmas dinner wasn't like ham.
Right.
It was ravioli and wedding soup.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Yes.
lasagna and wedding soup.
Yeah.
There, it would the Italian aspect of it would change every year as far as the pasta goes.
Yeah.
My favorite was the ravioli.
Yeah.
But
And the wedding soup.
And the wedding soup was there every year.
Yeah.
And the brajol.
The brajol.
Oh, Rachel's mom.
My mom
and
still
Dad
makes
make that.
brajol, yeah.
Oh my
And the
gosh.
sausage from Newcastle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Pizza greens. Yeah, well, Newcastle was
okay,
where
yeah.
our Italian family was.
Oh.
So, I mean, like, we're related to pretty much everybody in Newcastle.
Sure.
But that's pretty much where we celebrated,
Yeah.
and that's where Grandma and Grandpa were.
So is that where the impetus for 7 Fishes came from?
No.
No. So you're lying. You're lying.
Putting it together,
I'm gonna
yes.
kill you.
But
You had the perfect setup and you ruined it.
a couple years ago,
No segue there.
so we used to have huge family Christmas Eves. And
Okay.
we would all stay at Chris's house overnight. We'd wake up like literally 15 of us, all open presents in order, from youngest to oldest, starting at 8:30 in the morning, and there'd be pizza and orange juice and pizzelles and cookies, and then have a big dinner later in the day. Well, a couple years ago, there was a movie that came out about 4 years ago called Feast of the 7 Fishes. A guy named Robert Tennell, who lives in northern West Virginia, directed this movie as a lifelong project for him. And I'm sitting there watching it 2 years ago. I'm sitting in my pajamas watching it, and I'm like, Chris, why does Pittsburgh not have a Feast of the 7 Fishes event, and what are we going to do about it? And she ran from there.
I was like, you're
literally ran.
absolutely right. Like,
Okay.
why not?
So
Yeah.
it was a custom though for you, or no? It
We
kind of in and out.
never did 7. Your dad
No,
did
I mean,
smelts,
but-
and there was shrimp, and there was...
Yeah, so Grandma, everyone was at our house the night before, and everyone was cooking the
Yeah.
night before. So there were smelts, there was herring, there was shrimp, there
Stop
was...
there. Smelts are the hardest ones because you have to
Yes.
debone them.
Yes.
So for anyone who doesn't know, that's the worst preparation, right?
But he would actually do them, so he'd buy them in the strip district early Christmas Eve morning.
Yeah.
And then he would actually, they had a huge hearth fireplace, and he would sometimes do them over the hearth fireplace in the evening.
Yeah.
So they were smoked, and they were fantastic. But no one in the family really liked them, to my recollection.
No, but it's like you gotta have them,
Yeah.
right? You gotta have them.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Yeah.
So there was no traditional meal like Feast of the Seven Fishes, but there was seafood around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, and I watched the movie. Obviously, he called, and I was like, I gotta watch this movie. So
Sure.
I watched it, and really the scenes between like the older family members, the generational, and the grandmother character, watching them debate how to do something and the argument about who knows best. I mean, like
So funny.
The Feast
Yeah.
of the Seven is as much about opinion as it is about food, right? Because it's like, who does it best? Why are you doing it that
Yes.
way? So I think that we identified with that immediately.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We recognized family types in the
Yeah.
movie, and then so we did a trial run last year with family and friends, and Chris did the entire thing. She cooked the entire thing, and this year she's turned it into a charity event with Paizono Productions, a new company she's creating, and we're turning into a charity event for 412 Food Rescue.
Yeah.
Super cool.
That's
And according to the
fantastic.
press release that we saw, this is not just some average cook coming by. There's some really good Pittsburgh chefs coming by.
Awesome chefs. And I'll tell you what, the other thing is they're not only just talented, but these guys are like, it was so easy. I asked and it was yes.
Really?
But you're right. It's Justin Severino, Dave Anoia, Dominic Branduzzi. I mean, these are all, and Scott brought up a good point. They may not necessarily know the chef, but they know the restaurants.
Yeah, so when we were doing the advertising and stuff, I started taking the chefs' names off and putting the restaurant names on. And I said, like, when I look at this list of restaurants, I know these restaurants, and they are some of the better restaurants in Pittsburgh by far. And they jumped on because, as we were told by the Heinz History Center, as we were told by 412 Food Rescue, there's not an event like this. And so this is hopefully the first of what will be our legacy to leave in Pittsburgh.
And what
I
will
love
happen
this.
at the event? We know the event is sold out, but if people, certainly if they want to get on a mailing list for next year,
Absolutely.
or if they want to contribute to the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, they can still go do that on your behalf. But what's happening at the event? Will this be rolled out in courses? And Scott, are you running around waiting tables? Or are you the sommelier?
I get to do some mic work.
Okay.
Let's go, baby.
I gotta go to my wheelhouse. So
Yeah.
I'll be interviewing the chefs while they're preparing the food. We have a 14-piece swing band that'll be performing a lot of Frank Sinatra stuff, a lot of Christmas
Frankly
stuff.
speaking, we found this guy at the Bloomfield Italian Little Italy Days.
yeah.
This guy is amazing. A bunch of music teachers, but frankly speaking, they're amazing.
Trace, you taking notes?
Yeah.
Frankly speaking.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Wow.
Stephen, he's great, and they are fantastic. Yeah.
So 7 chefs are donating their time with some of their staff. There will be 7 different stations, and there'll be tasting stations. There's also going to be antipasto stations, grazing tables set up at 4 o'clock when the event opens up. So it's just a ton of food. And there'll obviously be a bar. And 412 Food Rescue will be there helping to set up, helping to run the
They have
thing.
given us like a ton of volunteers wanted to be part of
my
it.
gosh.
So we have like 18 people, a lot of some North Allegheny kids, some just friends, but a lot from 412.
And,
That's wonderful.
And the museum will let you.
The museum will let you use your ticket for the museum for the entire day.
You couldn't
Okay.
visit.
Kinda cool.
Oh, really?
And if people haven't been, I mean, like the Heinz History Center, I was surprised how many people hadn't been.
Right.
It's a great.
No,
Yes.
The catch of the whole thing, though, is the Delalo's swag bag. So Chris
Scott's
went,
like, who cares about all
Exactly.
this? Wait till you see the swag.
Chris went to Delalo's and asked if they'd be interested in sponsoring, and they're providing all the Italian ingredients for the chefs, but they also said, why don't we provide some stuff for your guests? So the swag bags are like literally a value of like $65 to $70 a piece.
Oh,
It's incredible. Yeah.
Of food products.
Listen, this is Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You hear the need. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
you've checked so many boxes. You've checked tradition. You've checked need with 412 Food Rescue,
Trying to.
and you're starting this new thing that people are going to wrap their arms around. It's fantastic.
I think it's super cool that someone found a new niche. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
not
for
the
sure.
Kayla, it's not the
Yeah.
5K, nothing against all those.
So
but
you're
you
saying
found
show
a
up in your
niche.
sweatpants?
Yeah.
Because it is 7
I might. You might plastic band.
Might be a tire for.
I'm
Yeah.
breaking out my Zanzibar
Your
slash.
endbending.
Stick my fingers, never mind.
So Scott frequently on Christmas morning when we were kids, and I was hoping he was going to break it out for the event, would come down in a Frosty the Snowman outfit.
Frosty the Snowman.
For his little brothers, yeah!
I was Frosty the Snowman in a 4th grade play, and the costume kind of kept for a couple years after that.
And his little, I know, it was
How do we
if
not
I could
know
find
this for B-roll
pictures.
right now?
I got pictures and video of it somewhere.
Yeah.
That is
That's
so
cool.
funny.
But Land and Sea, we should also mention too, because they're the other extremely generous partner.
And they're donating all the seafood to the chefs. So the chefs are doing the time, and then we have several groups donating the food. So it truly is a charity event to the nth degree, and the proceeds are going. All the net proceeds are going to 412 Food Rescue.
Nice.
Yeah, and they are amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
they make food. You know, they cook for people. They make prepared foods. That they, I mean, they just and this how important at this time of the year to make sure.
We've gone out and packaged food.
Yeah. We have. I have.
It's pretty-
And drive
pretty-
it's such a easy
yeah.
thing to drive and deliver to
Right.
homes, and
Yeah, and perfect timing. And it's December 10th. So obviously, as we said, it is sold out. But certainly you'll be posting about it so that we can see what it was like, so that, like he said, next year people can kind of get used to it.
Knowing
it's
Chris,
gonna
our
be
first
there.
meetime for next year will be December 11th.
I mean,
What time are you gonna
kudos
be up
to you
tomorrow,
guys.
Scott?
I love that you're so grateful for these sponsors, which of course, but kudos to you guys for doing it too, because you saw. I love it. Oh, that's great.
For those listening to the podcast, they're pointing to each other.
I'm the idea person, and literally I am the idea person. And then Chris is the take it and run with it and do everything person.
Okay.
And then she checks in with me to make sure I'm still alive.
I wouldn't want him to be in charge of the food, and I wouldn't want a mic in my hand in the night of
There
the
you go.
event.
There you go. I like how Scott changed the story though. When we talked to him on the phone the other day, he said I was sitting at home in my underwear. Today he cleaned it up and said I was sitting in my pajamas.
Exactly.
I know. I was like, oh, good.
John
good.
just outed him.
Yeah.
Clean it up for podcast
Yeah, keep it
purposes. But Chris has a culinary background, which is why I call her. She went to culinary school. She's worked in the Pittsburgh food market for decades, and so that's why I said to her in a text message. And she said, "The movie's in queue. We're going to watch the movie." I said, "No, you're watching the movie tonight. And call me back in 2 hours when you're done watching the movie." And you start
And you
texting me
did
like, like literally a half hour in, she starts texting me. She's like, "This is amazing."
I love it. That's awesome.
We have
All
2
right.
minutes left. We have to get to two things. First of all, question of the day: what float would you want to have in a parade? If it was your parade, if it was the Seven Fishes parade.
Like
what
Jared
float
asked the
would you wanna
question,
have?
what kind of parade? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
any
It's a
parade.
Just a parade.
What
Just
float?
a parade. Who doesn't want a parade?
What kind of a float?
Yeah. I would have a Wizard of Oz one. Okay, not that anyone asked me. I'm just
I'd
buying
have
you
a-
time.
I'd have a
It's my
Christmas
favorite
one.
movie,
Christmas.
and that's what I would want.
All right, Christmas float.
Anything Christmas.
Oh, I would have a food. I would have. It would have to be like a.
Tilapia.
I don't know, like a big tilapia. No, like a big. I don't know, like a big basket. A big basket
Okay.
of like bread and cheese and
All right.
wine. And
All right, I would also
like
go
that.
to
Yeah,
yours.
I would eat
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
that's a good one.
All right, and what did you guys bring for our junk drawer?
Junk drawer.
Ladies first.
I love that people bring this up. I don't know if
Right.
you can beat the umbrella and
We have
poncho.
4 dogs, so we have. It is a training clicker. It might come in handy.
For those listening to the podcast, there you go, Johnny. Sorry about your headphones.
It's not really for her dogs, it's for her husband.
All right.
I have, being a weatherman, weatherman posted notes.
Oh, yes, sunshine post-it notes.
If I
and
have something
cloud
nice to
post-it
say to
notes.
someone, they get a sunny note. If I have
That
something
was
mean to
mine.
say, they get a cloudy note.
Scott, that is fantastic. You
Where
guys,
can everybody follow your event so they can sign up even for next year?
I would say probably the 412.
Yeah, 412 foodrescue.org right now.
Because I think they're going to be, and she's collecting, if people are trying to buy tickets but can't,
Got it.
she's kind of collecting
Got it.
information for next
Okay.
year. Yeah.
Great.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
You
guys,
too.
thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
including
for
us,
joining
guys.
us.
Yeah,
Oh, are you
this is a
kidding? Yeah, we
blast.
to remember this for next year. Come on.
Yes.
In
There'll
November.
be
and
a
we'll talk
YaJagOff
about it.
live table.
There
I
you
think
go.
so. We
Yeah,
wanna-
we'll
yeah.
do
There you
whatever.
go.
Whatever you
All
want.
right.
We love
We
it.
have music coming up next. YaJagOff Late Night.
Hey all, it is Jay here at Rohrich Mazda. So for many of you that might have got, I don't know, glasses or contacts and just don't quite remember this very cute face, 2 dead giveaways. You know, just look for the bow tie or look for me carrying the Starbucks. Many of you have got to share some coffee with me. I just wanted to kind of reintroduce myself, but more importantly, express my gratitude. October has always been a big month of gratitude for me personally on a way that I can thank all of my customers throughout the years. Anything that you would like me to address, whether it be with your current vehicle, a future vehicle, I'm always here to help. And I think that is the key differentiator. Mainly this video is just to wrap up to let you know this face is still here to help. So if you need anything at all, I'm a phone call, an email, or a text message away, guys. It's always a pleasure catching up with you, and I really look forward to kind of doing this throughout the future to stay in touch with you all.
There's a huge trend that's happening in the world right now, and that is called curl cult. We're so thrilled to be among the first group of salons, along with Danny's Hair Loft. If you remember the perms of the past, where it was like all real curly, kinky, and all these crazy type of perms that were done, you would wrap them with straws and sticks. But the problem was that you had to try to figure out how to rinse it. A lot of times when you have coloring, highlights, thermal styling abuse, and also the environment all working with our hair, those are the three main reasons why hair becomes sensitized. We are now creating all experts with the new curl cult revolution. This is the wave of the future, as we like to say, and we're so excited to bring this to not only Pittsburgh, but really to this part of the continent, curl cult.
People used to celebrate hard work, the spirit of the underdog. You don't hear too much about those things anymore. The world needs more problem solvers, people who know results matter, folks with brains and elbow grease. Our work runs through just about every office building in the city like a network of veins. It's not what you are that makes you a steam fitter. It's who you are.
Jeremy and Angie. Jeremy and Angie, thank you from Discover the Bird.
Listen, how good have they gotten?
I know.
I
Right?
watched their video and I was like, look at those two. They're going to have their own late night talk show.
Right.
It's going to be
They are
John and
gonna-
Rachel who?
Right. When John and Rachel go on vacation, it's Jeremy and Angie
Yes.
on YaJagOff Late Night.
Yes.
Anyways, you know, we always like to include local musicians. And that's really our thing because it's been the thing since the podcast first started. By the way, we are going to have time, we understand, to play Kenny Pick-it later. So, and our musician will be part of that. So Samantha Sears is here. Samantha, welcome to the YaJagOff Late Night.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Are we very are we intimidating people? Is that?
I would rather sing to people than talk to them, so I'm a little
Oh,
nervous.
Well, let's do that.
No offense.
Samantha, when did this start?
You know, I my friend dared me to sing my Wendy's drive-through order once.
Oh my God, no!
And they were not impressed.
Oh my God, I would love
We're
that.
not going to be able to help you if you do not speak normally.
No kidding!
Oh, for Pete's
Wow.
sake.
Did they
Don't
have
go
to
back
call
to
it-
Wendy's.
Right.
No, I love that. That's so great. So this was, one of the questions, but you've been doing this for quite some time if you only want to sing, right? You'd rather sing than speak. So
Yeah.
this has been a career forever.
My mom said I was singing before I could talk, like commercials
Yeah.
and stuff.
Wow,
But for the
okay.
last about 11 years, I've been doing it, professionally, which feels weird to say, but
Yeah. That's become sort of the new question with musicians. I grew up in a musician's family, so I'm used to, it was always the second job, the side hustle, I love this, but it's not sustainable. It's starting to become sustainable. Fair?
I think so.
Yeah.
I imagine a lot of it has to do with the explosion of breweries
Yeah.
everywhere, because
Yeah.
I played a lot of breweries.
Sure.
And
Are
they-
you from Pittsburgh originally?
No, I'm from, I was born in Punxsutawney.
Okay.
I went to high school in Knox, and I've lived in Clarion since I went to college there.
Oh, okay.
But I've been coming to the city my whole life,
Yeah.
whether it's for events or doctor appointments.
Yeah, right.
What
I
have
love
you.
that because that's what we're known for, right? There you go.
Wow. So the whole Phil game, that whole thing. You've been to Gobbler's Knob, all
Oh, yeah.
this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Is it annoying or are you like, it's still cool?
I mean, I wouldn't go now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done it before when I was
Sure.
very young, and then went back to visit my friend once we moved. Kind of like, it's fun to watch the crowd,
Yeah.
but not to be in the crowd.
You can
Right.
recognize what's happening, but it's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll just
understood.
ask randomly. Do you know what a Carlino burger is?
A Carlino
burger. It was a
It
burger
sounds
place. It was
familiar.
sort of in a odd spot up there, but it would be something we'd go get all the time.
Really?
We went up there anyways. All right, so let's talk about your music. What kind of music are you doing here, and what kind is your favorite? You have to play some like, I do this because I make my money this way, but I do this because I really love this. Tell us about that.
To an extent, I call what I do eclectic acoustic rock.
Mhm.
I do a little bit of every genre. Definitely, covers pay the bills.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And, sometimes I don't make set lists. I read the crowd, and I try to go from that.
Really?
Okay.
So if they're not feeling it, I was like, I better throw some country in there or something, what I
Okay,
mean?
gotcha. Yeah.
And does it look differently now post-COVID, hate to, bring the COVID word in, but I think at some point everyone had a genre, right? So I'm prepared to sing folk songs, or I'm prepared for country. Whereas now, I love that you say, read the crowd, and there's sort of this bullpen of opportunity. And it all kind of meshes more than it used to. Fair?
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
It's also a little harder since the pandemic.
Okay.
Some places haven't gone back to normal.
Yeah.
That used to have music regularly, or used to have music through the year. Now it's just in the summer outside.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Now, are you a part of a bigger piece? Like, is there a band, or is it just you and you're kind of like, I'm taking my guitar and I'm performing?
It's been just me for quite a few years now. I've played in a few bands, duo, but it's a lot easier as a solo artist. You don't have to coordinate other people's schedules or egos. Or
Right. Yes, understood. Don't I know? It's the same with podcasts, sister.
Do you have a certain kind of time it's your vibing time of the day where you write, practice, or is it just whenever? Like, do you have a ritual?
Not a ritual so much,
Okay.
but I'm definitely a night owl.
Oh, okay.
I feel it more at night.
Okay. Fair enough. And obviously, you were singing before you were playing guitar.
Yes.
Self-taught, or did you?
To an extent, I had an ex-boyfriend teach me some chords, and I just kind of took it from there.
The new boyfriend's here, so watch what you're saying. Tim, I got you. I know.
I was playing my guitar when I should have been going to class, kind of a thing. And,
Okay.
Then picked up ukulele shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I love that. Monica, another ukulele. Monica's pipe, she has this bucket list that I almost said pipe dream. She has this bucket list that we really, and now she has me on it, we want to learn.
I should have brought
an
it.
easy instrument. Yes, that's what we heard.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
I think everyone should learn it.
What's the group? The Pittsburgh Ukulele?
Yeah. Steel City Ukuleles.
Yeah.
City?
So
Okay.
we've actually had them on the podcast, and he told us it's extremely easy to learn. And
we don't believe it, so we're asking everyone who plays to find out if it's true.
Oh, it's so easy.
That's
some
crazy.
chords are just one finger on a string.
Wow. Okay, that's
and because
what we
they're
need.
nylon, you don't have to build up calluses.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. Okay, fair enough.
Nice.
So what kind of music are you playing for us tonight so that we can kind of get ready?
I'm doing one of my songs. It's an older song, but I just got it recorded a couple weeks ago, actually at Mr. Small's recording studio.
Nice.
I always wanted to record there.
Yeah.
And so.
Are you infatuated with Liz Berlin, asking for a friend?
I definitely admire
am.
her. Definitely admire her and everything she's
Yeah.
accomplished.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see what's come from Pittsburgh and
Yes. Yeah,
the
that's a good
people
point.
who have made their names outside of Pittsburgh, not just Pittsburgh famous.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And to bring her talent back to Pittsburgh is kind of cool. She pretty much could probably go anywhere.
Yeah.
But comes back to Pittsburgh, which is super cool.
Definitely.
And then to not even just kind of like, I'm done. Actually set up a place where she's probably working harder than she ever has, trying to bring up new talent, which is super cool.
And I think I may be wrong about this, but I thought I saw her name involved with the Women Who Rock Pittsburgh thing. So that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
We actually are affiliated with that, and it's an amazing.
Oh, nice.
You should get more involved because it's fantastic.
I would love
from
to. I don't
a
know how
woman's
to, but-
Perspective. We'll connect you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's a great thing because, like you said, you traveled from Clarion to the city because we have great healthcare. That's what we're known for. Who would have thought that we're this hub, for healthcare? So it's obviously something.
All right, so we have some questions for you. First
Okay.
is the question of the podcast, which is,
Ready?
you ready?
Okay, because we do have junk drawer.
Yeah.
If you were to be in a parade, any parade, pick the parade, what float would you bring or make?
I heard you ask that earlier.
Yeah.
I
You were not in a
You were not supposed to hear. You're supposed to have headphones on. Yeah.
Forget it. You're not singing now.
I'm sorry.
Oh wait, we need the time. You can sing.
I don't know. What kind of parade would it be?
Hey, it's
I
a
mean,
you
too many
parade.
questions
It's a me
with this.
parade.
Yeah.
It's a parade about you.
Something musical related?
Okay.
Maybe.
A big guitar.
A big guitar, giant treble clef. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
A big
okay.
music.
All right. I like
On the Macy's Thanksgiving Day one, it was Belle Biv DeVoe were performing, and just like I don't even know what the float was, but I saw them, and that's all I cared about. So there you go. What would yours be?
Oh, mine would definitely be
Mine was the Wizard of Oz.
probably pizza. A pizza float.
Of course it is.
Yeah, with
right.
cupped pepperoni on it. All right.
Because you really wanted to know that, right,
Hey,
Samantha?
I'm
All right.
here to clean my
What
soul.
is our junk drawer gift?
Well, that's a.
Oh boy.
All right.
Okay.
So,
I love when people like lug out these bags and such, but it's
Oh,
not. Okay.
I
It was
see it.
from Tim's junk drawer.
All right. all
His
right.
family owns a restaurant called
They
the
will raise
Pizza
it
Pub.
like Johnny. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I
There
can
you
see.
go. All right. Yeah.
And what's the restaurant?
It's called Pizza Pub.
Okay.
They've been there for 50 years. and everybody,
You're a smart junk drawer giver.
Cool.
That's a marketing junk drawer giver. I love it.
Like my cousin owns it. Right.
We would be like, we have YaJagOff.com.
Right.
Stop. No, that's awesome.
And what do we throw out to a commercial, Johnny, Monica? Is that what we do? Okay, cool. All right, so anyways, we're going to have you sing.
Okay.
But when we come back, we're going to go to a commercial. We're going to play Kenny Pick-it with you, then have you sing. Or should we play Kenny Pick-it right now? Play Kenny Pick-it right now. All right, here we go. Rach, you chat.
All right, I get to chat with you. So Kenny Pick-it, as I'm with you, I'm not a huge sports fan. I watch what my family's watching, right? But as we know, Kenny Pick-it is our quarterback. And we designed this amazing little stick that is the Kenny Pick-it, thanks to Jared Wicker. Where am I?
Yeah.
All right, Wick Photos.
Wick Photography. Very
So we give this to you to tell us, what do you pick it? Which means, what's your favorite?
You pick it. So we went to Crumble Cookie today.
Oh my God, it was our first time there for anyone who hasn't gone. There is no sponsorship
chocolate
here.
Chip,
This is
there's
just, we
peanut
wanted to
butter,
try it.
there's some kind of brownie, there's some kind of chocolate marshmallow.
I mean, I'm all about chocolate.
So you can taste them. You can
I'm
taste them.
a little torn.
Oh yeah, you can taste.
I'll help you taste them. I mean, what are we having?
Go ahead.
I can't decide. Oh, this was super
Yeah, the
warm.
chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip's pretty good.
Yeah. So you
We'll try
pick
this
it.
one,
Oh,
too.
you're right. All right.
I
And
love
let's
that you're
see.
trying
Do I
different
put it up
things, 'cause
here,
how
right
would you
about
not?
here? All right, cool. Thank you, Johnny.
The brownie.
All right, you pick it. Put it in there. See
You
if
like
it'll
it
stick
better?
in there. And
In this?
Oh yeah. I don't know if it'll work. There you go. Our gag doesn't work, but it does make sense.
There we go.
Oh, look, she got it
It's
in
the
there.
perfect Pick-it.
It's the perfect Pick-it.
It's the crumble
All right,
cookie
cool.
brownie. We love
All right,
it.
Cool.
That was very good.
All right, so we're going to take a little break and
All
let you
right.
set up to sing us some music. You good?
All right.
All right.
I can feel how incredibly
We
red
will
my
be
face
right
is.
back at YaJagOff Late Night.
Hey everyone, Jeremy and Angie from Discover the Berg here, and we are bringing you the 412 Do's this week. You know, the holidays are coming up, Angie, so what are you seeing going on?
So we've got a lot of great shopping events if you're looking for, to pick up a gift for somebody, and a lot of just holiday-related things going on. So, like this weekend, Handel's Messiah is going on Saturday. Also, Handmade Arcade is downtown if you're looking to pick up a great, unique handmade gift for someone.
That's going on at the convention center, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like 1,000 vendors or something
Yes.
crazy like that. It's
Great event.
a massive event. So much fun.
Yeah, and then also going on this weekend is the All Clad Second Sale. So if you are looking for a gift for someone else or maybe for yourself of some great high quality cookware at some great prices, it's also great.
That's down at the Washington County Fairgrounds. And I love that one because the seconds are like, you can't tell what's wrong with them. They're just like a little blemish on the
all of our
underside of the
cookware is
handle.
seconds. It's perfect.
But they sell them at like 75% off or something insane like that. And it's a great, great thing if you're looking for some good cookware. And then also you were saying some of the downtown events, we always have a good drink while we're going out and exploring. There's a lot of new bars opening up downtown. Some are pop-ups for the holiday season, like Miracle Bar is back this year on the 6th. And the people behind that also have a new tiki one that's going to be on Wood Street this year called Sippin' Santa. And we haven't been there yet, but we are very excited about checking that one out. And then also downtown in Market Square, Space Bar, the new molecular mixology bar that just opened up on Light Up Night. So you can be one of the first people in the door to check that space out too. It's really cool, but we're also biased because friends of ours run it. And then also we love talking about all the new restaurants going on.
Yes, there's a lot of great new restaurants that have opened up in the past couple weeks and months. And so some of them, let's see, Wise County Biscuits is one of our favorites. So they've been, having a booth at different farmers markets for the past couple years. Yeah, so we've been fans of them for a long time. They have great, fantastic homemade biscuits and other sandwiches, and they're even doing lunches now.
They're on they're in the north side, right on Galveston, right off Western Ave. Yeah.
So a cute space too. Absolutely love it. What else have we been up to?
Well, we've been going to Jack's Bakery a lot. He just opened. He's another baker that was going to a lot of the food trucks doing Bulgarian baked goods like Banitsa and Kifla. And, we've been to Bulgaria and we just got addicted to these baked goods. They're like some sweet, some savory, really cool fillings like sesame paste, rose hip jam. He just opened up right next to Trace Brewing in Bloomfield. And, I've been twice already and the owners are just so lovely. You just want to talk to them and give them a hug. But, what other kind of restaurants? we've been to?
Well, we just recently checked out Balvanera in the Strip District. So it's sort of like an Argentinian kind of a steakhouse sort of place. And so not only do they have steaks, so they have other great like small plates, like traditional Argentinian small plates, some with a couple of twists. We got like an octopus dish that was really great. And also don't sleep on the sausages. We had some really great sausage dishes.
Oh yeah, that lamb sausage. I'm dreaming of that. But you probably need to get a reservation there, so just make sure you book in advance for that one. That's it for us this week. Jeremy and Angie from Discover the Berg for your 412 dues. Find us online at discovertheberg.com or just search Pittsburgh Blog. Will also come up. See you around.
John and Rachel, YaJagOff Late Night, Jeremy and Angie, thanks to them from Discover the Berg. We literally find out what we are doing and where we need to go every week. They have a newsletter you could get on, and you can find out too, so make sure you check them out. In the meantime, I started announcing Samantha Sears 3 weeks ago. Can we just say that?
And she finally is here.
I could not wait. Yeah, you're
like
finally
the
here.
Signal. You finally,
I was like,
know where
and
you
next
are
week
now.
it's Samantha Sears, and they're like, no.
Samantha, where does everybody find you online?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Reverb Nation, basically all the streaming platforms, all the social networks.
All the forums, yeah. And you have a performance coming up this coming weekend, tomorrow, right?
Yes, I'll be at Fisher's Bar and Grill in Zelienople
Okay.
from 8 to 11.
And check out any of the socials to find out where else we can find you. Now, what song are we going to have?
This is my new single called Through Waiting.
All right, we're ready. Let's go. I can't wait to hear it. Samantha Sears.
So you say you hate me. Well, that's just fine. Memories won't break me. Can't press rewind.
You even be a smidgen nervous. That was fantastic. How do you feel?
Better.
There you go.
Here,
because
we'll
you were
give you this
singing
mic.
and not talking, so you didn't have to talk through it. That was great.
Thank you.
You know, we didn't ask you this, but who is someone who you emulate?
Sheryl Crow has always been a huge influence to me.
Okay. Fair.
But I mean, I grew up listening to Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, things that my mom listened to. So I've too many to pick just one.
Too many. Yeah, it was fantastic. We really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Please yourself.
Depends on my mood.
Okay. All right.
I want you to sing Bobby McGee next. Just saying. It doesn't have to be now, but I just feel like that's going to be your next song.
Thank you to Samantha for coming into the YaJagOff Late Night. We appreciate it. Thank you to Scott Harbaugh and Chris Fela for coming in.
You remembered perfectly.
Because there was a doctor by that name who I knew. So that's crazy. And also, thank you to Jared from his CEO, not just a guy from Visit Pittsburgh. It's Jared, the CEO, president of Visit Pittsburgh. Totally cool. Thank you to Tracy. Thank you to Monica and Johnny who help us put this together all the time. And thank you to Wick Photo for also giving us our little...
And come to the Not Your Average Holiday Parade, YaJagOff, tomorrow, because it's going to be a lot of fun.
And if you're not there, just make sure you watch it on YouTube when you're hanging out with your friends for the holidays. We
Don't
good?
be a jag. All right. Have a good night. YaJagOff Late Night.